Welcome back to End Time TV's On the Edge Conversations in Emerging Medical Technologies. If you're just joining us, I am speaking with Roger Stark and with Dr. Sarah Sawtelle. I am Dr. Jonas Moses, and we are this hour talking about cognitive skills enhancement through applied neuroscience. So where we left off, we had just finished talking a little bit about the science side of what's behind the technology. I have to believe that there are a number of different technologies out there, a lot of people studying these things, and that there's some products out there on the market. What differentiates what you do from other products?
First, I'd like to address something you said earlier.
All right.
You were talking about some of your personal challenges.
Sure.
And I want to make sure you and the viewing audience is aware that we all have strengths and weaknesses. Every single individual has strengths and weaknesses.
Regarding learning.
Regarding learning and your mental capacities to perform. So the great thing about what this particular program is about is we can identify those weaknesses and make them stronger, and we can take your strengths and make them stronger. So it enhances your ability to simulate, process, and comprehend information more quickly and more efficiently. The difference in what sets, there's a couple of things that I think is very important to call out. First of all, everything we do is scientifically based and clinically tested. And that's not what you see a lot on the market today. There's lots of products out there that may be scientifically inspired, but they're not really scientifically tested, and they're not clinically tested. And that's one of the key things, is the research that we go behind what we do and why we do what we do.
Can you talk about the research?
I'm going to let Sarah talk about the research, but I wanted to bring one other point. In what enables this program to be so effective, and as you know, we're working with brain injury, we're looking at lots of different things out here today. It's the comprehensive nature. We work on 41 cognitive skills simultaneously. So it's the most comprehensive program on the market. Secondly, it's the integrated fashion in the way that we work the development. So we just don't work like you have memory games, you have comprehension, we work at it in an integrated fashion. I like to call it the interactive ingredient that creates this explosive growth. People ask, how do you explain it? I said, well, do you like Thai food? Do you like Thai food, Jonas?
Of course.
About those explosive tastes, the way they put those flavors together. Nobody can repeat that. That's what this product does. By that interactive ingredient, it creates this explosive growth, and that's the magic of what we do. And I'll talk about that growth with some of the research that we've done.
Well, one of the things to talk a little bit about the growth, one of the things we do know from the neuroscience is that it's really the number of neuronal connections that your brain is making that really determines your performance, whether you're learning or whether you're sitting at your desk working. It's those numbers of connections and that activity that matter. And the more of that activity you have, the more intelligent you are and the more able you are to work. That's really what it's all based on. And what we've done with Brainware, we started with a program that is designed graphically for children. But as we'll talk about here in a few minutes, it's really challenging for anyone. And as Roger mentioned, everyone has strengths and weaknesses. You mentioned yours. I have my own. The reason I'm where I am is because I struggled as a child too, and there was no one to help me, and I had to figure it out on my own. And what we've done is with our product, when we first got finished with it, and we were happy enough with it to say, okay, it's ready to go out on the market. When it was in beta test, we took it and put it in the hands of children and their parents, and did a control group and a study group to show that their cognitive abilities do change as a result of working Brainware. And our goal was to get 40 hours of use. After 40 hours of use, how much change will they exhibit? So we did the typical clinical test of Woodcock-Johnson cognitive battery, and we focused on the subtests of that test that our product builds, mainly because it's a long test to administer, and we didn't want to spend the time administering parts that we didn't think we were really going to have a big effect in.
Okay.
Okay, so we tested half the students with Woodcock-Johnson and had them go through Brainware. We tested the other half and had them go through normal life, whatever their normal school day was, all of that stuff. And 11 weeks later, we post-tested. And we post-tested and saw tremendous results. And actually, Roger calls me the skeptic. It's really the scientist in me.
I like skeptics.
Yeah, well, it's
He's
really the science. He says I'm skeptical, but I'm a scientist. You have to show me the data for me to start to believe.
Of course.
I can believe, but then I have to prove it.
Okay.
And what we saw was every child had significant growth. On average,
Statistical growth.
Statistical growth.
Okay.
And on average, 4 years growth
4 years.
in 11 weeks, yes. So children that were
That's
severely
pretty
behind
dramatic.
were now in a place where they could catch up. It's not a reading or math program, but what it does is it helps their brains learn better so that when they get done with brainware, their reading and their math is going to be easier.
Okay, can we talk, because that's
Yeah,
pretty dramatic, can we
it
talk
is.
a little bit about, do you have some answers about why this is true, or can you speculate on why this is true?
Well, I can speculate at this point because we're really looking to, we're in some very early conversations with several people about getting some third-party science done to show what is happening using fMRIs and some other methods, but really early stages with those discussions. And that will really prove what's going on.
And this sounds like an opportunity just to, I'm going to intervene and say, given the fact that we're talking about something that could be very beneficial to a number of different end users in patient care, as far as changes in cognitive ability after brain injury and so on and so forth, and in aging, anyone who's viewing this program with us today live who might be interested in being involved in a study has the facilities to do MRIs and things like that, real-time scans, as they're working with these softwares. It would be very interesting to have you contact us. And also, by the way, you can contact the company, specifically, you can go to www.learningenhancement.com or www.mybrainware.com to get more information. We're going to go to a commercial break. We'll be right back.